Hi, aloha friends. Here's my garden and it's a beautiful day. Actually, Andrew, there's a swallowtail butterfly. Actually, it's not a swallowtail, it's a monarch. He's visiting us. Do you want to quickly just go check it out quietly? There it is. Oh, okay, now it's coming over. Okay, it's behind you. Do you see it right there in my garden? Oh my gosh, what a pleasant surprise. We're about to talk about basil, but the swallowtail is pleasantly visiting my milkweed. Okay, well, we'll get back to it if it comes back. But it's a beautiful day, and I've had this beautiful Thai basil in my garden. Actually, sorry, it's not in my garden. It's been in my kitchen. Here it is. Oh, hi, Mittens. Just chillaxing here. This has been in my kitchen. You probably saw it from my other video. And it was a bunch of Thai basil that I got from a farmer's market in Napa Valley. And I brought it home and I put in some water and now it's grown roots. That's the amazing thing about nature. So now I have a bunch of plants, but you can kind of see it in this cup. I'm going to take it out and show you guys. There are multiple stems and basically each stem now is a plant. Hello, Mittens. I'm going to point it out to everyone, but look at this. So let's show everybody this. I'm just going to take out one stem. Here's one stem. Look at all this beautiful basil. I'm going to put the other stuff in to kind of protect the roots so they don't get dried out. But each one of these stems is going to grow into a beautiful basil plant. But look at that. These are lovely roots. Actually, those are just, that's just stems. I can take it away. But from the stem, you can see how the baby roots shoot out from the stem, and then it's growing a lot of roots. Now that it's long, it's ready to go in the soil. So I'm going to plant some in my garden and put a couple in pots and give some away. So why don't you follow me today and I'll just show you how to plant it. So here I have some potting soil in a pot that is, I'm just upcycling this pot that somebody gave me that they didn't want anymore. And the thing that basil loves is it loves water, sun, and heat. So if you ever have a basil plant that's not doing too well, it's probably because it's too cold. And some people have trouble sprouting basil seeds because it's too cold. So it's a tropical loving herb. Okay, so I'm going to use this pot, and you want to come closer, zoom in, or just walk in a little bit, Andrew. And just going to pretty easily make a little hole here in my pot with potting soil. And then this actually drains pretty well because you also want well-drained soil for the roots, because if it's too wet, the roots will get moldy and get rotten. So let's just take a couple of these. Here's one little small one with tiny roots. That guy, maybe, let's see, here's a nice big bunch here with a lot of roots. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I think I'll put these two together. And then we'll just kind of place them in here. Be gentle on the roots, and then just gently cover it with soil. Like that. And then just use your finger. You don't have to wear gloves if you don't want to, but I'm wearing gloves because I'm going out later and I don't want a bunch of soil in my nails. Okay, so there we go. That's in there. And then you want to add water to help seal in the little holes so that there isn't little air pockets in there. And then you can just add some more soil to cover around it. There we go. Cover some extra soil there, some extra potting soil. And then you just want to gently, as I was holding it together, but kind of gently press down so that the roots hold. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll add just a little bit more soil just to keep it moist. And the nice thing about this is you can keep this, in your yard or your balcony, or you can give it away as a present to somebody. And somebody will be like, oh, maybe going to a dinner party. So they'll be like, here, I brought you a basil plant from my garden. There you go. Voila. And then that's it. Look how cute it is. Cute little basil plant. You can give away and give it a little bit more water. Yeah. And then keep it in a sunny spot, and it should grow. And we will talk about harvesting it a little bit later. I'm going to show you where we're going to plant it in the soil, and we'll talk about what's the best way to harvest it to make it grow even better. Okay. So here's a little sunny area in my garden. I think I'm going to put a couple of basil plants in. It's great because it's with all of my other pollinator plants. I don't know if you saw the monarch butterfly, but basil also is a great herb that flowers, and it'll attract beneficial insects. So I have my calendula. No, wait, sorry, I always get that mixed up. This is citronella. That's what it is, citronella. And then I have my lavender here, and then I have some baby kale growing here. So I kind of have a bare spot here. I'm going to put 2 of my basil plants. So I'm just going to dig a spot for it here. And you don't have to dig too deep, but I'm just going to dig like a little hole here. Enough to get the roots in there. And then, yeah. So that's about good. That should be good. And then I'll take 2 of my basils that sprouted roots. Here's one. Here's a good one. And you can do 1 or 2. I like to do 2 because it's nice for them to have friends. Okay, there's 2 in there. And then just cover the soil around it. Like that. You don't have to worry about the bottom roots. If they break off, they break off. It's fine. There you go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of compost soil on here because to give it a little extra nutrition to help it grow. There we go. That's it. Pretty easy. Now we got 2 plants, and then all we have to do is water it and make sure to keep the soil, the ground, moist so that it can thrive. And let me show you really quickly what to do with these plants once you plant them in the soil, because it is a little bit of a shock for them. And the thing to do would be to pinch off the top leaves. So would you get it a little closer so I can show people? Okay, so you can see here this plant, see how there's a middle stem and then 2 little stems? So to promote growth, I'm going to pinch it off right here in the middle. Doink. And yes, it's a little bit sad that we pinch off the blossoms, but now it won't put energy into growing these blossoms. It's going to put energy into growing these 2 new little branches, and then that will make the plant grow better. So this is, and then we can just save this for a salad or something. But that's the way you want to harvest it, by pinching the center stem and then allowing the 2 side stems to grow. So you'll have 2 beautiful branches to grow. Okay. So this is a little planter, an outdoor planter I have. I already have some Italian basil growing on the side, which these are seedlings that had started from seed. But I think I'm going to put this Thai basil next to it, so then I'll have a full pot of wonderful varieties, 2 varieties of basil. So I'm just going to dig a little hole. There's some old roots from old basil that was in here, I think, but not a problem. So just as I did in the ground, just dig a little hole to make space for my new basil. And then I'm going to get 2 sprigs here to grow. This one looks lovely, that guy. And actually, since I have 2 little ones, I'll do 3 sprigs. It's okay. Okay, there we go. And put a little fresh potting soil over it. And use the shovel, you can use your hands. Since I have gloves on, I'll just use my hands. And then just kind of press them in gently. There we go. Pretty easy. And it's already pretty late in the afternoon, so the sun shouldn't be too hot for them. They'll do well. And then again, I'll just show you how I did it earlier. I'm gonna take off my glove. You wanna actually take off the blossoms and the middle sprig to kind of promote growth. So you can kind of see there are two little leaves here, and I'm just gonna break off this part right there to promote growth. And then I'm gonna break off, this is already, you can see it's already sprouted into two. And I'm gonna break this off right there. There you go. Now we'll have healthy basil growing there. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your basil. Yeah.